how I started in wine was we used to live in France, and my husband loves wine, loves Burgundy wine, and then when we moved back to Singapore, he decided that there was not enough wines in Singapore, and then that's how we started the business, and then I took over the business, and then I would say for me, I fall in love with wine more and more and more. I didn't come into wine because I love wine. I learned about wine as I went along the way, and then now I really love wine because I've been exposed to so much wines. Fiesta is, for me, we have it in Singapore. It started 6 years ago, and when it first started, we have maybe about 100 people, but now in Singapore for the 6th year, last year we had over 5,000 people in Singapore. It becomes an iconic wine event. So because it was so successful with Asia, we feel that this is part of education. We feel that we sell wines, we feel that we have to give back to the people. The people need to understand what the wines are about and where it comes from and who has made it. For me, wine is like a fashion designer's piece, but for wine, because every wine is made by a very special winemaker and what they do. So when the winemaker comes or the wine ambassador comes, you get to understand the story of what the wines are and where they come from and why did they make the wine that way. So in that way, it's part of telling you the story and educating you about wines. Penang, we feel that it's a natural progression. Penang has been very successful in a lot of the wine sales, obviously. Working with Cuvée and Sean, and he's got a lot of ideas, and he's the leader in the market. So we've been coming to Penang and working with him, and every year we see a lot of progress, and Penang has been really on the landmark, in a lot of the international scene. Even in Singapore, Penang is a very happening place at the moment. Lots of people buying properties here. We feel that there's a lot of potential to grow, and a lot of the younger generation are coming back to Penang, starting businesses, so there's a lot of stuff going on. So we feel that wine is a very important part to play in Penang. Basically, I think I said that a bit earlier. So Singapore is obviously very developed with the wine scene. It's been around for a long time. Fiesta is 6 years. Penang, I think this is our 2nd year doing the Fiesta. So I think there's a lot of potential to grow. For me, there's a much larger, achievement to achieve, a good appreciation of wine here, because there's so much more to achieve. Whereas in Singapore, it is already a very stable market. So we constantly do it. And this year in Singapore, we actually hired a wine speaker to do a lot of master classes so people could learn a little bit more about wines. Whereas with Penang, I see that maybe for the natural progression for next year or the year after, so that you can take wines a little bit more seriously. So for the 1st year, 2nd year, usually people roam around and taste the wines. But after maybe your 2nd year and your 3rd year, you already know quite a lot. So what you want to know is you want to take home something more than what you do. So you can actually take home a basic wine knowledge. So basically when we hire a wine speaker, in Singapore you get to take home a little bit more wine knowledge. Then you attend little master classes, so you learn more in depth about certain wines from certain areas rather than just doing free tastings. So that's potentially something that we could look at doing here either next year or the year after. And then if we do well, this could become the wine place for everybody in Penang to come to learn about wine, to taste wines, and to talk about wine, and then also to share information about wine. So I feel that there's a lot of potential in Penang. don't have a favorite wine. I feel that wines can be drank at different times. So there's moments of celebration, there's moments of me being very thirsty, there is good food and wine pairing. So there's wines that are for friends to celebrate, then there are wines for, connoisseurs. So I don't really have favorite wine. For me, it's choosing the right wine at the right time, at the right moment. So for example, champagne is I always drink champagne to start with. And then when I move into the night, it depends on my mood or what food I'm eating. We'll go with, certain old world whites or new world whites, and then we move into reds and, different vintages. So there is a whole different, for me, there's no favorite, it's just at that point, So if I was going out with a whole bunch of friends or going to a friend's house for a big party, then we wouldn't be bringing like, something like, a special vintage or something. So it will be a wine that everybody enjoys. It's a fruity red wine that everybody enjoys. Or if I'm going out with my girlfriends who don't drink much wine, I'll bring a sweet wine, Moscato, where everybody enjoys. So for me, it's when everybody enjoys the wine together, that's my favorite.